Hello and welcome to History Hub, where we explore the fascinating stories of the past. Today, we are going to learn about Alexander the Great, one of the most influential and successful military leaders in history. Alexander was born in 356 BC in Macedonia, a kingdom in northern Greece. His father was King Philip II, who united most of the Greek city-states under his rule. His mother was Olympias, a princess from Epirus, who claimed descent from the hero Achilles. Alexander grew up with a passion for learning and adventure. He was tutored by the famous philosopher Aristotle, who taught him about science, literature, politics, and ethics. He also excelled in sports and martial arts, and became a skilled horseman and warrior. When Alexander was 20 years old, his father was assassinated by one of his bodyguards. Alexander quickly took over the throne and vowed to continue his father's plan to conquer the Persian Empire, the largest and richest empire in the world at that time. He gathered an army of about 40,000 men, mostly Greeks and Macedonians, and set out to cross the Hellespont, the narrow strait that separates Europe and Asia. Alexander's first major battle was at the Granicus River in 334 BC, where he faced a large Persian army led by several satraps, or governors. Alexander charged across the river with his cavalry and broke through the Persian lines, killing many of their commanders. The rest of the Persian army fled in panic, leaving behind a large amount of weapons, armor, and treasure. Alexander then proceeded to liberate the Greek cities of Asia Minor from Persian rule, and gained their support and loyalty. The next year, Alexander faced the main Persian army, commanded by King Darius III himself, at the Battle of Issus in 333 BC. The battle took place near a narrow coastal plain, where the Persian numerical advantage was neutralized by the terrain. Alexander used his superior tactics and mobility to outflank and rout the Persian army, while Darius escaped on a chariot. Alexander captured Darius' family, who were left behind in the camp, and treated them with respect and kindness. After the victory at Issus, Alexander marched south along the Mediterranean coast, conquering Syria, Phoenicia, and Egypt. He founded the city of Alexandria, which became a center of culture and learning for centuries. He also visited the oracle of Ammon at Siwa, where he was hailed as the son of Zeus, the king of the gods. Alexander embraced this divine status, and started to adopt some of the customs and dress of the Persians, which angered some of his Greek and Macedonian followers. In 331 BC, Alexander moved eastward to face Darius again, who had gathered a new and larger army. The decisive battle took place at Gaugamela, near modern-day Mosul in Iraq. Despite being outnumbered, Alexander once again used his brilliant strategy and courage to defeat the Persians. He chased Darius, who fled for the third time, but failed to capture him. Darius was later killed by one of his own generals, who hoped to win Alexander's favor. Alexander then entered Babylon, the capital of the Persian Empire, and declared himself the new king of Asia. Alexander continued to expand his empire, reaching as far as Central Asia and India. He fought fierce battles against the Scythians, the Bactrians, and the Indians, and faced resistance and rebellions from some of the conquered peoples. He also married two Persian princesses, Roxana and Statira, and encouraged his soldiers to marry local women, in an attempt to create a new and unified culture. However, his men grew tired and homesick, and refused to go further than the river Beas in 326 BC. Alexander reluctantly agreed to turn back, and began the long and difficult journey home. On his way back, Alexander faced many hardships and losses. He lost his best friend and possible lover, Hephaestion, who died of a fever in 324 BC. He also faced a mutiny from his soldiers at Opis, who accused him of being a tyrant and forgetting his Greek roots. Alexander executed some of the ringleaders and gave a speech to the rest, reminding them of their achievements and honors. He then reconciled with them and held a mass wedding ceremony, where he and 80 of his officers married Persian women. Alexander's last stop was Babylon, where he planned to make his capital and launch new campaigns to Arabia and the West. However, he fell ill with a fever, possibly caused by malaria, typhoid, or poisoning. He died on June 10, 323 BC, at the age of 32, without naming a successor. His body was placed in a gold sarcophagus and later transferred to a mausoleum in Alexandria. His empire was divided among his generals, who fought for control for decades. His legacy, however, lived on in the Hellenistic world, which blended Greek and Eastern cultures, and influenced the fields of art, literature, philosophy, science, and religion. Thank you for watching this video on Alexander the Great. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more history videos. Also, let us know in the comments what other topics you would like us to cover. See you next time on History Hub.